Hi everyone, I'm going to react to Assassination Classroom Season 1, Episode 6. And last episode was Assembly Time, where Nagisa displayed sort of like his assassination eyes, whatever, his murderous intent at those kids, whatever. And then the principal is like, okay, he can't have Class 3E being not afraid of the other students, so he needed to stop of the assassination attempts or whatever, and that his focus now is to get these kids back under control or something or other. And I'm like, okay. So yeah, that's what happened. And before we get into this episode, if you guys have a reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and please consider supporting my Patreon at patreon.com/filmini. And now let's start this episode. And here we go. Okay guys, in case the reaction gets blocked and I had to cut out the reaction itself, you can just look in the pinned comment in the comment section where for the link to the reaction highlight itself, so you can just click on it, watch it, and then you just come back for my review. What is he gonna do? Old campus. Wow. Oh my gosh. What Naruto? What the freaking frack? I still don't get that. And that's why the principal wants to support this assassination thing. That's the time. Is that the principal's voice? Huh. Excuse me. Good job. Does he have to keep tapping that? Like, it's getting on my nerves. Charlie, the visual. In your face. Man, I love this analogy. What is this question? You did it. Come on. Yeah, man. Isn't it more fun to be in classy? Stay in classy. I'm trying to make him feel better. Reverse psychology. I feel like this episode I wasn't talking about because I was just like disgusted with this principal and his tactics and like everything. He came in just talking about how he has this system where, okay, 5% of the students need to be like put down, and then the 95% is like work really hard, and the 5% happens to be the class 3E, right? So he wants to keep them just there, and that got. Oh, first of all, like I said, I was listening in on the conversation, right? And then when the principal, I don't really want, I don't even want to know his name. I know they said it, but I don't even want to learn it. Like when he came out, and then Nagisa was there, and he looked at Nagisa and he told him good luck on his test or something. Like he looks forward to his grades or something or other. Then he left, and Nagisa said, like all of a sudden he went from being an assassin to being like a class 3E, and I love how they represented that with like his face was like up there, and then he like sort of like turned around and he was like upside down. So it's like before he felt like he was on top of the world, and then after that interaction with the president, he felt like he was at the bottom. I love how they represented that with, he said, like, turning over his head or whatever. That was really cool. But then what the principal said, he fired up Kuro Sensei, and he wanted to get these students to work hard so that they can do great during the midterms. But then the students said something about the fact that, okay, like, it's more important for them to kill Kuro Sensei so that they can get the 10 million or whatever. Like, as long as you have that amount of money, you don't really need to be studying or something or other. And that got on Kuro Sensei's nerves. And then he got everybody out there. And then he made this ultimatum. At first he asked Irina, like, as an assassin, do you just have like one plan when you plan to assassinate somebody? She's like, no. Like, you have to have backup, because usually the first attempt doesn't really work. And then he asked Karasuma about like knife fighting and stuff, and he's like, yeah, the first one doesn't really work, so you have to, it comes down to the second or the third or whatever. And he just told the student, like, straight up, if you don't get over 50 during the exams, I'm leaving the school. Because they were counting on, them killing Kuro Sensei, and then they're having this amount of money, and they could, live. They don't really need to study or whatever. And he's like, he's not gonna give him that. It's not gonna make it easy for them. He said you either pass or I bounce. So they had this pressure on them as they went into the exams, and then they got in front of the exam. And I love how they sort of like represented the questions and how they sort of like tear down the question. Like, question number 4, for example, was like this big monster or dinosaur or something or other, and then the fact that usually in math problems you go like section by sections, basically, like you break down the math problem into these little sections that you solve individually, and then you form like the big answer or something or other. And I love how they represented that with this big monster, and then they focused on this little fin, and it's just like a regular fin, and then you like, I don't know how they took that big monster and brought it into this little fish that they were cutting up, meaning that they were solving this problem. And then everybody was so happy being able to solve this. There was a giant monster that sort of came out of nowhere and ate all of them. I'm like, what the hell? What kind of question is question 11 that just decimated every one of them? And apparently the principal extended the exam questions to cover other topics that the student in class C haven't really gotten to learn, basically. So that made them fail. Except for Karma, because he's awesome. That made them fail. And the principal took it upon himself to teach all the other students or whatever how to solve those kind of questions so that they can keep being elevated while student in class 3E will be just like crushed down, so that they can keep them in class 3E. And then Karma, I love when Kurosase was feeling so bad about this. He's like, he can't even face them. And Karma just like threw the knife at him. If you're not gonna face us, then how are you gonna, stop us, see our attacks coming or something or other? I don't know. And then he just came up to the front and presented him with all his exam papers and how he did amazingly, even with the other questions that they threw it in there. And Karma just basically used reverse psychology on him, like saying that he was just afraid of being in class 3E, afraid of dying, right? And that's why he came up with these stupid rules, because he knows that the students weren't gonna make it, and that would be like a perfect thing for him to leave the class. And he's like, I'm not afraid or whatever, whatever. And the other student joining into making him feel like he was a chicken, so that they can sort of like get him to, I don't know, get him out of the funk that he was in. And he's like, next time he's gonna do better. That they're gonna crush the exams. And who was it? I think it was Kama that said that it was more fun being class with him. And I'm like, yeah. These students, like I can't imagine being in a school where this system, I don't know if it exists like in the real world. Probably does. I've never been in a school that has that kind of system, and I can't imagine being in that kind of school and being among those students that are crushed, like mentally, like they tear you down. Being in class 3E, like the students, being there, you are like the recipients of all these cruel jokes, all these bad things that happen to you because you're in that class. Like I can't imagine being there. And the fact that Kuro Sensei wants to help these students get out of that, like it makes me appreciate him so much. And then there was the conversation between Kuro Sensei and the principal about Kuro Sensei wanting to be the savior but now being put in the role of being a villain or something or other. And I'm like, yeah, Kuro Sensei doesn't seem like an evil person to me. So when they say that he wants to destroy the earth, it doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, it really doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't gel. The courses that I see like in each episode with the person that wants to destroy the earth, like it doesn't make any sense to me. So when they mentioned the fact that he wanted to be a savior, that makes more sense. So in my mind, I'm thinking, Kuro Sensei, I've said this before, I feel like he doesn't want to destroy the earth. I feel like it's something that's gonna happen regardless of him wanting it to happen or not. Like it's sort of like gonna be forced upon him. They say he's getting stronger. That's how he was able to, like, he's getting faster. That's why he was able to create all those different after images that focuses on each student. I'm like, he's getting faster. I feel like whatever it is, he said he was born on Earth. So whatever it is that happened to him that turned him into this being, I feel like that thing is gonna make him get stronger, get more powerful, so much powerful that he's gonna destroy the Earth. Not because he wants to, but because it's something that's gonna happen regardless. So they need to find a way to kill him, and that's why he's at the school or whatever. And also because the woman asked him to take care of the students, right? That's why he was at the school, and he's like, okay, at least during the time where I still am not at the point where I blow up the earth, at least I'm gonna help these students, and by the same token have them try to kill me so that I don't blow up the earth. Like I don't think that he wants to. That's my main thing. He doesn't want to, but he's going to, basically. That's what I think. And that makes more sense to me than him just like wanting to destroy the earth and giving these students the opportunity to kill him. Like that doesn't make any sense to me. So yeah, people, it's more fun, man. Class 3 is having so much more fun than the students over there than the main students. That they are, I don't know. These students are still, they're still learning and stuff and everything, but they have more fun. They have more fun. Those other students are sad. So I'm like, people, be proud to be in class 3E, man. I'm proud that they're in class 3E and not in that main school, because those students are douchebags. Their teachers are douchebags. The principal is a douchebag. Like, everybody there is a douchebag. That's what I'm saying. Well, I can't really say that because there's a whole lot of students there. And some of them might be nice, but it seems like most of them are like douchebags. So I'm like, ugh, whatever. Thank you guys for watching. And if you like this reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe. And if you want to see the next episode right now, you can do so by checking out my Patreon at patreon.com/followme. And you can also see the full length of this reaction there as well. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.